this is Steve again. This is part 3 of my locomotive review. I'm going to finish off a review of the locomotives I have. I'm going to start right here. This one is a Bowser 280 called the Old Lady, I believe. I think it's based on the Southern Pacific consolidation. I've done a little bit of extra detailing, but pretty much that is as is. You'll see a number of these lettered for a railroad called the Susquehanna, New York, which is one time what I modeled, which is a small short line in central Pennsylvania, near where I live. This is another Bowser engine. This is a 460. This I've done a ton of extra detailing to. But this, I believe, used to be a Varney model, which was bought out by Bowser. I think it's also built in a design in the Southern Pacific 460. Next here are some Spectrum models. This is a 460, kind of a short line generic model here. This is a 260, another Bachmann Spectrum short line generic model. I next have a 440 American here. I next have a 3-truck Climax, like a logging locomotive here. And I next have a Shay, a 3-truck Shay. This one's lettered for the West Virginia Pulp and Paper Company. Drivetrain on the Shays on this side. Next I have another 460. I think this one's a low drive wheeled version. The other was a high wheeled drive version. Okay, next is a brass model of it's a 280 that was originally built for a railroad called the Buffalo and Susquehanna, which was later taken over by the B&O. This is another one that came to me in brass, and it's a somewhat rare model. I believe the B&O used them in, freight service. It has inward slanting cylinders on it. But I did it as the Buffalo and Susquehanna Railroad. Next is a brass 210 Sunset, I believe. I relocated the headlight and added a few details, and it's a Russian decapod. And next here is a brass model of I believe it's a USRA Light Pacific that I redid as a generic road name here. Now I'm going to go to some Mantua locomotives. That's their model in the Sierra Railroad number 3. It's a 460. I did it in a green scheme. I've got the General, which is the famous Civil War engine. I have a Mantua, a 260 that I redid. I named it for my wife Judy. I have a Mantua 442 here that the smoke box is askew, the cover of the smoke box. I also have here a Mantua 210, pretty heavy locomotive. And then I have a Mantua Mikado, like the one I showed yesterday that I had redone. This one has also a power drive mechanism in it. And I've got a couple small cast Mantua switchers, a 040T and 060T. And that's the first engine I was ever given when I was a young boy, about 5 or 6. Was this type, an 040. Mantua, and there's the 060 Mantua. A couple more. This is another 260 that I have, and this is a 262 Prairie that I have. I didn't do a lot to those. This next one I think is Athearn, I'm not sure, but it's an old time consolidation, 280. And lastly, I'm going to show a couple brass ones I found stashed in a drawer I forgot about. This is an Atlantic 442 E6 Pennsylvania Railroad. A brass Atlantic, I don't know the manufacturer. And here's a brass 460 Pennsylvania class G5. Again, I don't know the manufacturer in that one. And same thing here is a Pennsylvania class F3 260. Again, I don't know the manufacturer on it. I then have two more to show. I have a Sunset Brass B6 060 here. It's pretty heavily weathered, I did to it. And the last one I have is a Proto 2000, Walther's Proto 2000 060 switcher of the Pensy. This is not a B6, it might be like a B8. It does not have the standard bell pair firebox that the most of the Pensy engines had. So that's pretty much it. I've got a couple locomotives at home that I didn't show. But you're going to need lots of work. And just incidentally, the other thing I've done today is I've put in all under this layout here. I did all the lighting now. It all operates off of one switch underneath the second deck there. The entire thing is lighted. It's even lighted over here on this side. That really wasn't too bad of a project. And the other thing that I just finished with is I put in this passing siding and some spurs on the second level here with some industries. You can see it, I'm holding the phone up high here. The town of Catawissa, Pennsylvania. So I put in that third spur there, and there it is looking down the length of the layout. Not sure the placement of the buildings. I've set them where I might put them, but we'll have to see. I put one more backdrop up too, as you can see, that long ridge, similar to Pennsylvania's ridges. The other thing I did here is I was having a lot of problems with the 60-degree crossover, so I basically scrapped it out, and I'll probably do something to make it look a little more realistic. I just put a piece of plain track through there. I mean, it's not a major scenic feature here. I gotta have the trains running smooth, and some of my engines were starting and stopping when I hit that crossover, so I just took the darn thing out and scrapped it. So that's kind of an update for right now. Thanks for watching again.